If you were a dragon, what type of a dragon would you be?
I think I'd sleep a lot and I'd steal Mars bars and stuff. I'd just flap my wings really hard and the Mars bars would come out the back and then I'd just go and take them to my lair.
All right, how about we pick for each other?
Gronkle.
Right? I'm a Gronkle.
You could be a Night Fury, honestly.
I feel like you would be, honestly, a Deadly Natter.
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like we're probably our dragons in the movie.
Yeah.
You were in the animated How to Train Your Dragon. How difficult was it making this version?
So it was more difficult, but it was also more exciting.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
But you will. I had a chance to put on that costume and go onto those sets and be surrounded by other Vikings and really feel like I was in that world.
Even more believable, because the dragons are photoreal, but the personalities are there, and the heart and soul of the story is still there.
I heard that you're in the new Harry Potter series. How do you make characters like Hagrid and Gobber your own?
There was a version of How to Train Your Dragon which was animated, and that was voiced by Craig Ferguson. And then obviously Hagrid was played by Robbie, so amazingly. And I think you have to be respectful of that and work within the parameters they've set. And then try and forget it, you know, and try and do your own thing. And I think if you're going to try and worry about what people think of that, it's not going to be cool. So I think just try and enjoy it as much as you can and bring something new to the part, you know.
We grew up with those ones when we were much younger, and so I think getting the chance to play one of your favourite heroes is always very exciting.
Do you think you'd make a good Viking?
I think I'd make a pretty good Viking. I think I have Viking blood. You know, I'm from Scotland, they're Celts, they're very similar. A lot of Vikings came down to our country and settled there, so I definitely have some of that in me.
I don't think I would make a good Viking. I'm quite a baby, I guess. If I had to get like a splinter out, I tend to cry. So I mean, having my leg bitten off by a dragon, I'd be like, nah, I'm done. Sorry.
There are a lot of special effects. What was the most challenging?
To try to make the flying feel very, very real.
Toothless, no! Oh, God!
You had to film Mason Thames as Hiccup on this big mechanical bull type of rig. He would be moved around like he was a jockey on a horse.
How did you film scenes with the dragons?
Unfortunately, Universal's very cheap, so they did not get real dragons.
Yeah, no budget for the
But
dragons.
luckily we had really great puppeteers. He walked around with a foam head of Toothless with eyes, so I could, look at something, so I could touch something, and the mouth would open, and wasn't as cute as a real dragon, but it definitely helped, and they were incredible.
It was cool though, because the big foam head, they had one for every dragon, and they all looked, like each different dragon. And we would be having lunch, and they would just put them on the floor, and we would be like, "Oh, there's the Toothless head again."
What did it feel like the first time you put on Stoick's full costume?
Very empowering, like I felt very strong, but the costume was really, really heavy. So I started wearing weight vests every day just to get used to walking around with that weight.
Each arm I had, they'd made, so when he has a hammer, they'd come and put a hammer arm on, and like a big rock, which was great, because in the mornings, I felt like a golfer. I got to choose what club I used for the day, which was great.
I have a dragon on my own.
Love
So I just wanted to know, what skills do you need to teach a dragon?
Do you actually have a dragon of your own?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Called?
His name is Lots of Teeth.
That's nice. The complete opposite of Toothless.
I know.
I would say bring some fish. They love fish. And also just, be yourself. Be kind to the dragon. And the dragon will be, kind to you.